Oh, hey, look. I got everything. So this will give us a look at all the vehicles here initially. So here's a slow run through of all the ground vehicles that are available. That is not much outside of the South African tree. One American, one Russian, one German, and the rest looks like it's all South African to me. Nothing wrong with that, just it's going to be an extremely South African update, I guess. You could almost say they're keeping them apart and separate from... oh, too soon? Too soon? Too soon? Okay, so there are some boats. There's a Panzer 3N for Italy. That's cool. Looks like Italy gets some German vehicles. Oh, the Panzer 4G for Italy and the Stug 3G for Italy. Interesting. IKV 91105. That's interesting. Hirosha tank destroyer 1.7 with a 120 millimeter cannon. Oh, that's gonna be... I smell the memes. There's an ATGM. There is another ATGM vehicle for South Africa, and Russia gets a frigate. All right. And right, extremely late World War I or extremely early World War II fighter aircraft. An Su-17, that should be interesting. That's very interesting. Our first swing wing aircraft coming in. Very interesting. And then a light cruiser for Italy, light cruiser for Japan, and a frigate rather, for a very late modern frigate, modern-ish, relatively speaking in the game anyway. Frigate for the British. And is that it? That is it. Okay. Alright, so starting in America with tanks, with Army, let's see if there's anything new at all in here. We have the M3A3 Bradley, right, I did know that. Yes, I did know there was something new. Okay, so that's it for the USA, but that's okay. I confess I'm not entirely that excited about it because the original Bradley just isn't very mobile, and I'm not looking forward to one with even more weight of armor on it that has a slightly more powerful engine, but that slightly more powerful engine is offset by the extra weight of armor. That does not overly excite me. But let's take a look at the modifications for it anyway. So we got tow missiles, and then we should get an upgrade on the missiles somewhere. I'm not seeing it here, but it's supposed to have top-down attack missiles. Do we not get the top-downs yet? That just says tow missile. That shouldn't be a top-down as far as I know, unless this is the top-down. And that's the only one it gets. But the dev blog about it said there was going to be 2 different types of missiles, so it's looking like that's probably not implemented yet. I'm guessing it's the actual missile isn't there yet for the first dev server, so that's probably going to be mildly disappointing for today, but whatever. For helicopters, nothing new for America. Nothing surprising there. For aviation, there should be at least one, I believe. No? I thought there was. Maybe I was wrong. Huh. Okay, well, I thought there was. Blue Water Fleet, let's see. Anybody new for the Blue Water Fleet for the USA? No, doesn't look like it. Coastal Fleet, most likely nothing new either. Indeed. Okay, well that's America. For Germany, within the ground forces, we have got us... should be a Leopard somewhere. Oh, what is this? A new tank destroyer. Very interesting. 105mm cannon. Well, we're going to want to see what that is. Interesting. Stock heat FS up to OFL 105 F1, so the gun is French. Okay. Well, that'll be interesting to check out in a test drive. That's unexpected. So back to that. All right. So got slightly interrupted by getting all of the vehicles for the new patch added, but we're back to looking at the vehicles in the German tech tree. So yeah, there is another Leopard coming, but it's supposed to be a squadron vehicle, I guess, so we're not going to get to see it to preview it here, which is fine. So anyway, we get to see this, which is, sorry, that is not actually German. I just noticed the flag on there, which I guess explains why it has the French gun, because it's probably a... There's Germany, anyway. Helicopters, nothing new. German aviation should be... I think the Fokker 21 falls under Germany. I'm not sure where else it would be. Yeah, we'll look under Sweden. It's probably Sweden. So, for the Blue Water Fleet for Germany, there should be the Kaiser. There it is. 6.0 battleship, the SMS Kaiser. There you go. Get a look at that. And for the Coastal Fleet for Germany, we have got nobody new. All right. Okay, so for Russia, we've got the BT-7M, slightly modified BT-7 at 2.0. So no obvious differences in the weaponry or anything. So the difference is going to be, let's see, is the top speed different? Nope. I'm not entirely sure what the difference is going to be for this thing. The armor looks all the same. Armor penetration looks all the same. So either the stat card is not updated. It does weigh slightly more. It weighs about half a ton more. So there's a difference I see. Yeah, it's got a slightly higher horsepower engine than the regular BT-7. But it has the same speed. So it looks like they up-armored it slightly and up-engined it. Alright, and that is looking to be it for the Soviets. For IXWA. Sorry, I am blind. There's a T-28 1938 literally right next to it. There's also a new T-28. So we'll take a look at the modifications for both of these real quick. Looks pretty much like the BT-7. And for the T-28, looks pretty much like the T-28. So yeah, the APH-EBC, the shrapnel shell, and the HE shell. We'll take a look at that in a test drive, but it doesn't look like it's much different than the regular T-28s, except maybe slightly older. I don't know. We'll check that out. Interesting. Okay, so other than that, nothing new and modern yet for the Soviets. There's a change. Soviet helicopters, no changes, no surprises there. Soviet aviation, I don't recall if there... What happened here? I don't know, maybe it's probably always like that. I don't look at low-tier Soviet aviation very much, I confess. Soviet aviation, there is definitely supposed to be one aircraft, and I think that is the only one. I don't see anything else besides the Sukhoi 17. So we'll take a peek at that. Okay, our first swing-wing bird comes into the game. We got some interesting weapon loadouts here. This is a ground attacker, and it's going to have a fairly meaningful loadout, I do believe. Let's see what those loadouts look like. Oh, boy. Yeah, here we go. R-60s plus a lot of bombs. Oh, look at that. 6 1000s. Woo! 8 1000s here. Woo! 10 500s. Big-ass rockets. 6 S-24s. Oh, boy. Oh, boy, oh, boy. Oh, this is going to be something right here. This is going to be something. So, we got... Yeah, I don't know. We've got these different guided missiles. We'll check those out in a little more depth when we get to the actual test flight of it. Interesting. Very interesting. That's going to be something. Okay. That's going to be pretty neat, I think. And for the Blue Water Fleet, for the Soviets, we don't have anything. But for the coastal fleet, I guess we do. There we go. We've got a frigate for the Soviets. It's a premium at 4.0. So there you go for the Soviet Union. Okay, for Great Britain under the ground tree, we have got massive updates. Technically, they're not British, but it falls under the Greater British Empire because South Africa, of course, would have been a British, I don't know what you want to call it, a protectorate, colony, overseas territory, whatever, before getting their independence and becoming South Africa. But all of the South African vehicles have now been moved under the British tree. They begin at rank 4 with the Ratel 90, the Elan 90, the Ratel 20. The Roycott Mark 1D that we already had in battle has been moved over to fall in line with the rest of them. And then they have a consolidated anti-air tree instead of having a separate anti-air tree for South Africa and Britain. They just put the South African anti-air underneath a single, which also contains Canada for that matter. But there's one consolidated anti-air line. But South Africa got their own independent but under Britain line up here. So I guess, yeah, Commonwealth territory. Probably better. But the Oliphant Mark 1A should be the big main battle tank there. The Mark II will be an upgrade to that. We got a different Roycott. We've got more anti-tank missile carriers. And, yeah, this is going to be interesting. We're up to 9.7 right now with the Oliphant Mark II. It'll be interesting to see where we get with the South African tree here. I don't believe there are any new South African premiums besides the Roycott 105, which is already there. I don't believe they get anything else. The ZA-135 is going to be like a Gepard, just on a wheeled chassis. So that'll be interesting. Probably means it just won't be mobile. That's all. It'll be a Gepard that can't move because it's a wheeled vehicle, and wheeled vehicles are utter garbage in this game. Okay, no new British helicopters, no surprises. British aviation, I don't remember if there was anything previously leaked or not. Let's see. I don't think there's anything new this time for Britain. I do not believe so. Doesn't look like it. If there is, it's not in this dev server. Okay, British fleet out in the blue water. We don't have anything new, so it's the frigate, the post-war frigate, I think. Looking pretty modern-ish to me. So, I think this is like a 1950s ship, I believe. I don't know that much about most navies because it's just not where my interests lie. So, all right. That'll be it for Britain. All right. For Japan, we've got the one ground vehicle, the Hirosha, which seems like it's probably going to be similar to the Chiha long gun with 120 millimeter 1898 something cannon. Yeah. Schneider Kane 1898 cannon with 16 rounds of ammo. 120 millimeter cannon sounds impressive on the surface, but if it's 1898, the gun pressure probably ain't going to be that high, and it's probably not going to be all that great, but it'll definitely be something to try memeing around with. And I believe that's it for Japan for this update. So, yeah. For the ground, anyway. No new helicopters. No surprises. Japanese Air, I don't believe gets anything new this time. They do not. And for Japan's Blue Water Fleet, we got a light cruiser from 1941. Except it's okay. It is the Kuma Nagara, right? Not the Isuzu. Isuzu was already there. That's bizarre. Why did they do that like that? That's so weird. Anyway, I know the Isuzu was there already because I remember seeing it previously. So I don't know where it's gonna fall in the actual position of the tree, if it's gonna be there, or if they're gonna be folded or what. But I don't know. Whatever. It's Navy. I care about it even less than Gaijin does. All right, nothing new for the coastal fleet there. So That's Japan so far. All right, for Italy, we've got a little bit of new vehicles added. Not new to the game, but new to Italy. We've got a Panzer III-N, which falls under premium in the German tree, so you can get a premium, technically a premium vehicle for free over here, just without all the premium bonuses. It's a short barrel 75, so you're going to be relying on heat rounds to do a lot of your anti-tank damage, or getting very, very, very close and hitting them with the APC-BC rounds. But you're not going to do a whole lot unless you get right up tight on somebody, so you're going to pretty much rely on the 38C heat rounds there. And then a little farther down the line, we've got a premium Panzer IV-G. Well, that's mildly disappointing, but it certainly does add an excellent choice for someone getting started out in Italy who wants to grind that will take you all the way through Tier 4, because Panzer IV-Gs are pretty gosh dang good tanks in this game, and that will take you from starting out at plain basic 0 all the way up to finishing Tier 4, and that's not too bad for a 4.0 premium tank. And then also the Stug 3G, which is basically the best Stug 3 you can get in the game, which is also no slouch at all when it comes to destroying tanks and moving around the battlefield fairly quickly. So a little bit more German vehicles that Italy would have used in World War II, and that is it. No new specifically Italian vehicles, but some exciting additions if you want to actually have a filled out Italian tank lineup, I guess. But kind of interesting with, at least it's not Shermans. So, you know, hopefully this means Italy won't be fighting against Germany. Italy will just pair up with Germany mostly at this battle rating, although at the same time, why not? Why not have them fight Germany? Because you've already got all the American things, so they might as well fight with America and Britain, and then fight with Germany too. So why even bother having nations at this point? We'll just have a big old mess of everybody just fighting everybody, just fighting everybody. Go watch Squire's new video and you'll get a better idea of what I'm talking about. Helicopters for Italy, nothing new, no surprises. Aircraft for Italy, I don't believe there was anything new here either, and there is not. Blue Water Fleet for Italy, we've got the Etna. It is a light cruiser. There you go, you can take a look at that. And Coastal Fleet for Italy, I don't believe we have anything new, and indeed we do not. So there is Italy. Now, pour les Français, we got anything new at all in this update? I don't believe so. Nope, nothing new on the ground anyway, so we're getting there for France, but nothing new yet. No new helicopters. And for aviation, I don't remember seeing anything for aviation either. Nope. Nothing new for France this patch. That's mildly unfortunate. Okay, so for Sweden, we have got one new ground vehicle. The IKV 91105. Very interesting, coming in at 8.3. We've got APDS stock with heat rounds, and you can get Hesh smoke, and I think M80 is DM23. I don't remember specifically off the top of my head. I think that's DM23. Looking at the stats, I can't honestly remember. But the stats look pretty good, so either way, whether it's 13 or 23, that should be serviceable for a 105mm gun. I think that's DM23 105 stats. But be interesting to see that. We will definitely test drive that here in a moment. And then for aviation, this is where the Fokker D21 falls in, and that's not a surprise either. We'll give that a quick test flight. You've got, let's see how many guns. 2 7.7 Browning machine guns and 2 Oerlikon FF 20mm cannons with 60 rounds apiece, so that's very roughly akin to the earliest 109s, the 109E models and the 109 early Fs. So that should fall about in the same place. It's a 2.0. I don't know that I would get it over the I probably would get that over the Marco Moraine, I guess. I don't know. The pure Murska is still going to be the best thing you can get for a lowish tier premium to grind the Swedish tech tree, though. But yeah, there you go. That covers all the new vehicles added, so let's start the old test drives.